A game literally about fishing has 300,000 players.
What?
With a peak of almost 600,000. The owners are literally making bank. But there is a little secret. The game actually got sold to a company called Do Big. We don't know for how much, but it's definitely a big number. So what if I decided to make the same game, but with zero budget? Yes, that would mean I would have to make the map, script the game, add sounds into user interface, all by myself. I mean, after all, I own some AAA games like the blockbuster Rogue, that is actually just a copy of Mug, and the hit game Meme Simulator, that is also just a copy of Pet Simulator. You know, I'm starting to see the pattern here, but I put this project on hold. Until he got 250,000 views. My last video got 400. It cannot be this good. Okay. It's I got cheese and bread. You know, it looks a little bit rough. I mean, it does work. I'm not going to lie, it does work, but it looks a little bit bad, I would say. You know, I really think I can do better. I just really think I can do better. No hate, but I really think you should see this one out. On day 1, I started out by creating my own fishing system. If you haven't played Fish, it consists of 3 minigames. The first one is before casting, a little interface shows, and depending on how good you do it, the further you throw. I made this interface and realized it's literally one-to-one with fishes. Whoops. The other games are literally one that is like also. In this minigame, a button appears on your screen and you have to click it. I just made it pick 2 random numbers and put the button there. But there is a catch. Literally. In Fish you can use an exploit using the UI navigation to easily click the buttons. I can just... no more console support.
No, dude!
And the last minigame is where you reel the fish in by trying to make this white bar stay in the fish's bar. Holding click makes it go right and letting go makes it go left. I was actually pretty worried about how to do this, but I just decided to achieve this effect using 2 twins because they can cancel each other out. For that I used the insanely complex formula. Distance over speed equals time. Yeah, I know, future Einstein. Anyway, for the bobber, yes, it's called a bobber, I double checked. I decided to do it on the client to make sure it looked smooth. Unlike Fish where there is delay to it because they do it on the server for some reason. If only I knew. It's pretty easy. Literally just clone the bobber on our client and applying boost to it. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but there is a lack of animations, because I'm not exactly known for making good animations, but I still give it a try.
I'm an anomalous.
What do?
I do my best.
Oh.
You know, I think I did a brilliant job. I don't get paid nearly enough for this. Okay, I can definitely work with this. I'm kinda starting to get the hang of it. No, you're not. Okay, so I just finished out animations and honestly, it's looking pretty good. Okay, actually looking at my animations, I would argue that they're even better than the one Fish has. You know, Do Big, if you're looking for new developers, you know where to find me. Anyway, as you can tell, I'm holding a stick for a rod. I made the entire thing a framework where I can easily just add new rods with different stats just like in Fish. With luck, fishing speed, tires, and maximum weight. The next thing I wanted to do was the backpack, and now this is something my competition didn't have. And I totally understand. I didn't know it would take almost 400 lines of code. Like how? It's literally just drag things in out of the toolbar. But there's a lot of things you have to consider. Like the empty frames disappearing when they don't have anything in them, the dragging, selecting, equipping, adding frames, removing frames, and swapping items. This is not even everything. I'm just going to speedrun this because I know you guys don't really care. I do it by just defining the toolbar frames and putting the inventory frames inside of them. As for the interface, I just copied the one Fish has and realized their interface's padding is off, and I mean by a lot. It really triggers my OCD, so please fix. So the backpack is out working now, but I forgot to make it so you can actually catch a fish. And for that I need fish models. Okay, so I'm thinking to make like a Subnautica type fish with like a big mouth or something like that. I'm not sure yet. What the fuck is this? Oh my god. You know, I'm still going to use it anyway. Now for the fish, as I said, there will be tires. They work as a way to gatekeep fish behind a rod or an island just so that there is an actual progression in the game. And like that, the players will actually have something to work towards. I also saw Fish does this effect when you actually catch the fish, and I managed to recreate it by welding a more of the fish to the bobber and applying force to it in the direction of the player. I just put some random out here, I really don't know how they actually do it. But using an instance called rope constraint, I make it so it doesn't go too far from the player. Now I want you to remember I'm using rope constraints because that will definitely come up later. Anyway, as you can see, this guy has a shark on his thumbnail, so I had to ask my dear friend very dearly to make me a shark model. And he gave us this really good shark. Okay, I guess we won't be adding sharks yet, but we can add more user interface like this one for catching fish to make the game feel more complete. So after a little bit of work, we have it working, and I'm really liking it actually. Now, what do you think keeps the players in Fish playing? Is it the gameplay or the vast world you can explore filled with interesting NPCs you can talk to? For me, it's actually more of the world part. There's just a very cool feeling exploring the world filled with random encounters everywhere. And I want to also get this feeling in my game. Damn, do I sound like a hippie. Anyway, I made an entire NPC dialogue system and added myself as a mysterious figure that will serve as the guide for the game. I'm a very firm believer that sounds can make or break how a game feels, so I added some sounds to the dialogue and that single-handedly made it seem like very high quality. Like, just listen to this. Also, just a little warning, the game can get a little bit dark at times. But anyway, the next NPC on my list was my friend Royal, and he'll be playing as a merchant of the game. But first let me explain my plan for the NPCs. I'm planning to add some of my friends as NPCs, but also some of you. If you comment down your username, what you want to be called, some suggestion for the game and what you want to do as an NPC, if I like the idea, I'm going to add you. So for the merchant, I saw this cool building fish hat for one of theirs, and I just copied it. You know, I'm a very bad builder, but I tried, okay? Royal said he liked coffee, so I made him drink coffee from time to time. Just adding small details makes the game, you know? As I said, I really like sounds, but like this is how the game feels right now. Just very plain. So I spent a few hours on adding sounds, and it turned out really nice. I even went down and made the sound speed up or slow down depending on how fast it's going. But the sounds don't really matter when you can't even play the game, because there is no map. Fish's map is really, and I mean really good. I'm not trying to glaze, okay? So I of course analyzed their style and found some neat tricks they do to improve their builds. Like they're using shapes such as hexagons when they want to fill spaces in the terrain, and that really upgraded my building skills. Which aren't exactly state of the art to begin with, but I'm trying, okay? And I actually got really into it. Because of how relaxing building is, you kind of just lose track of time. Like I just started adding some weird details that probably nobody's going to notice. But it is still cool. So I built for like hours and hours, and finally ended with this. Yes, the trees have like 50 parts. I tried using a tree generator for them, but it looked bad. So this will have to do for now. To think that this was the map when I started, I'm very proud of myself and I actually really like it. I added some Easter eggs you can try to find, because why not? And more NPCs like Edwin here, who apparently likes fanboys, and is a mysterious alpha. But there is a problem with the map. Okay, I'm not really a fan of this empty space here, but I really don't know what to put here. I think I might just add a campfire or something like that. So I added the camping area with a tent and Jogo. But this is everything for the map done so far. You know, it's a little bit small, but it will do the job for now. Then I started working on some new fish models, because let's just say the older ones were a little bit weird. Okay, this is the models done. I think they turned out pretty okay. I even made it so you can catch a donut, because I just can. But anyway, I made it so you can buy things like rods, and if you're wondering how I made this text here without it bugging out, I just used the string pattern to get rid of the coloring part in the size calculation. I never thought I would use that. And now it's time for the final touches. Remember how I said I used rope constraints and cloning the bobber to the client? That was a bad idea, right? Because of how replication works, parts that have physics have network ownership. So using the rope constraint gives network ownership to the other client, but the other client actually doesn't know the part exists, so it does nothing. It just gets stuck there. Okay, it's working now. Now it's actually time for the final touches. There are people spending questionable amounts of hours to just end up on a leaderboard, so why not just add those into my game? Okay, and that's the game done. So what do you say? Did I beat this guy? Again, no hate, I'm just salty he got more views. If you want to check the game, it's in the description. It's not done at all, so mind that. If you liked the video, like and subscribe. If not, then dislike. See ya.